In the shifting landscape of 2025, where algorithms anticipate our desires and volatility defines the world stage, the Stoic walks with quiet certainty. While others chase clarity in the chaos, the Stoic understands. Control is an illusion where it does not belong. Each day begins not with fear of what may come, but with reflection on what can be shaped, the mind, the choices, the response. There is no panic in uncertainty, only an invitation to practice discipline. The world may tilt, but the inner citadel remains unshaken. He imagines the worst, not to suffer it twice, but to drain it of surprise. What is feared loses its edge when faced in advance. What is loved is held loosely, for nature gives and takes without reason. The Stoic does not resist the turning of events. He shapes himself to fit them, not by surrender, but by strength. Like water finding its path through stone, he adapts, never losing form, never abandoning reason. In the quiet moments when the noise of the world fades, he writes, not for others but to examine his soul. Was I just? Was I brave? Did I waste what I could control, chasing what I could not? In a world that trembles before the unknown, the Stoic remains, grounded, deliberate, and free. 3. The discipline of will. There comes a point where action fails, where perception falters, and all that remains is endurance. The Stoic knows this place well. It is where will begins. The will is not loud. It does not shout or boast or break. It whispers, hold fast. It is the quiet force beneath suffering, the steady flame when the wind howls. In 2025, where comfort is marketed and difficulty avoided, the Stoic sees value in discomfort. He does not seek pain, but he does not fear it. Pain is a forge. And the will, his metal. Misfortune arrives. Illness, injustice, loneliness, uncertainty. The Stoic does not deny them. He does not numb or distract. He endures, not with clenched teeth, but with acceptance. Not passivity, presence. A knowing that fate is not cruelty, but mystery, and he meets it with dignity. He reminds himself this too is nature. This too is the path. Will is in the choosing to show up, to bear hardship, to keep the flame of character alive when nothing else remains. When no outcome is certain, when all control is lost, the Stoic still holds power over one thing, his response. There is freedom in that surrender, in saying yes to what is, and still choosing to act with courage, to remain kind, to hold the line. This is the essence of the Stoic will. Not dominance over the world, but harmony with it. Not the illusion of invincibility, but the refusal to be broken. In the darkest hour when everything is stripped away, the Stoic finds what cannot be taken. Integrity, resilience, peace. And in that silence, when the world turns away, the will speaks. Still here, still standing, still free. The Stoic in the crowd. The Stoic does not live in exile. He walks the same streets, breathes the same air, scrolls the same feeds. He is not separate from the world. He is within it, but he is not owned by it. In 2025, the crowd is louder than ever. It demands opinion, performance, allegiance. It thrives on comparison, outrage, and noise. But the Stoic is not baited. He does not trade his peace for popularity. He does not mistake noise for truth. He moves among others with gentleness, not contempt. He knows each person he meets is fighting battles unseen, so he listens more than he speaks, acts more than he argues. His presence is quiet, but unmistakable, a calm in the current. He is not above others, but he does not follow blindly. He questions trends, resists groupthink, and refuses to be swept up in panic or praise. Virtue, not approval, is his compass. He sees fame as vapor, status as decoration. He knows how quickly the crowd turns. One day they cheer, the next they forget. So he builds his life on foundations that do not shift: reason, integrity, and service. Still, he loves the world, not as it pretends to be, but as it is, flawed, fleeting, and beautiful. He participates not to escape it or fix it all, but to live in harmony with it, to bring order where he can and serenity where he cannot. In meetings, in markets, in moments of conflict, he remains grounded. When insulted, he does not retaliate. When praised, he does not swell. He accepts both with the same steady hand. The Stoic in the crowd is not a statue. He is a soul in motion, adaptable, compassionate, firm. A reminder that one does not need to flee the world to be free from it. He belongs to no one. And so, paradoxically, he belongs to all. 1. The discipline of action. As the world moves faster, fractured by updates, agendas, and algorithms, the Stoic does not rush. He moves with intention, carving silence into the noise. Where others react, he responds. Where others hesitate, he acts. Action for the Stoic is not a product of impulse, but of principle. He does not wait for perfect conditions, for they rarely come. Instead, he asks, is this right? Is this necessary? Is this mine to do? Then he begins. To live well is to act well. Not grand gestures, but small, repeated alignments with virtue. Honesty and discomfort, courage and uncertainty, patience and delay. Each moment is a field of choice, and each choice a reflection of character. Obstacles arrive as they always do. The Stoic meets them not as barriers, but as tests. What stands in the way becomes the way. He does not curse the challenge, he uses it. Difficulty refines him. Delay teaches him. Failure humbles him. Every moment, an opportunity to practice what he claims to believe. He does not perform for approval. He acts in alignment with nature, with reason, with his highest self. And when he fails, and he does, he begins again, not with shame, but with resolve. In a time when action is confused with motion, the Stoic acts without frenzy. He works without attachment, serves without vanity, and lets go without regret. His life is a quiet rebellion against passivity, against distraction, against despair. He may not change the world, but he changes what he can, himself. And through that change, the world around him begins to shift. 2. The discipline of perception. Before the Stoic moves, before he speaks, before he even feels, he sees. Not with the clouded lens of emotion, nor the distortion of fear or hope, but with clarity. Perception is the front line, and in 2025, it is under siege. The world now sells outrage and anxiety, packaged in headlines and notifications. Every scroll is a temptation to lose perspective. But the Stoic resists. He knows. How he sees the world will determine how he lives in it. Events do not disturb him, only his judgment about them. Misfortune, an opportunity, insult, a mirror, loss, a teacher. To the Stoic, facts are neutral. It is his framing that gives them power, and so he trains it like a muscle, daily, deliberately. He strips away assumptions, peels back ego, and confronts things as they are. The uncomfortable truth is better than a comforting lie. He does not need things to be good, only to be seen clearly. He watches his thoughts rise like clouds, some dark, some fleeting. He does not chase them. He observes, then returns to stillness. For if his mind is undisciplined, his life will follow. This discipline of perception is not indifference. It is power. Power over the one thing that cannot be taken. How he chooses to see. In traffic, in failure, in confrontation, he remembers, it's not what happens, it's what I tell myself about it. And with that reminder, the storm calms, the fog lifts, the moment is his again. In a world bent on reaction, the Stoic cultivates vision. In doing so, he becomes not a prisoner of circumstance, but its interpreter. And from clear sight, right action flows.